I need to do this every now and then to remind myself how hard it is to learn a new instrument.
Go ahead and give it a proper try. Ready? You got it.
It is a good reminder of how hard it is to learn an instrument. I do this sometimes with my students when I'm doing a lesson. By the way, this is a left-handed mandolin. I can't play left-handed.
Available at the Acoustic Shop.
Available at the Acoustic Shop. If you're left-handed, if you're right-handed, I don't recommend it. But hi guys, welcome back to Takeover Tuesday. It's been a while. Good to see you again. I would do this with students when they're in there and like, my hands will never be able to do that. I can't do what you're doing because my left hand is pretty proficient with playing. So I can do that sort of stuff. And they say, well, I'll never be able to do that, or four-finger chord. I say, well, watch this. And then I try doing it right-handed. And I say, it's just as hard for me to do this because my hands haven't been trained. So just remember that. If you're looking at somebody that's like, my hands will never do that, we all have to train our hands to do that.
We all start somewhere.
We all have to start somewhere.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you're also a cocky musician that thinks, man, I'm so much better than all the rest of you, flip your guitar over or mandolin, or get you a left-handed one and try all over, and you'll be back at square one again, just like everybody else where they start. A good reminder of how far you've come.
Lefty Jeremy, the evil twin. Yes, this is Jeremy's
in the upside down universe.
Jerome, yeah, or something like that. Left-handed. Yep. All right, let's go to questions. I see some awesome questions already, and I thank you guys for putting those in there.
Welcome
at the
to
very
everybody.
top there. Welcome. Yes, of course. Jeremy is here. I'm Hinckley. Trent is here as well. We've all each gotten a hello from Vince already.
Hi,
Thank you
Vince.
very
Good
much,
to see you,
Vince.
buddy.
Joshua. Yeah, Joshua was the first person in here. Says howdy. Hope today is going well as well. Yep.
Joshua, you win a free left-handed mandolin lesson.
You just had it, though.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just rewind real quick. It's just Mark says, hope everyone is well. Welcome in. Thank you so much.
It's never just Mark.
Timothy, welcome. He says, finally has a day off work and he's ready to see guitars. Thinking we will have some guitars so we can show off some. Even though we have the mandolin
We're here for the mandolins, just like Alex. But we will show guitars as well.
We can still show guitars, yes. I'm thinking about the Bourgeois Satin Finish Professional Series for practice, church, and jams. I would like to know, Timothy, which specific model are you looking at? Because that entire series is incredible, but there's like 8 guitars in that series.
Yeah, we're really excited about this series. We actually just got an email from Dana Bourgeois. He loved the way the video turned out. Nice. I think it's really, hey, I know $4,000 is not cheap or inexpensive. You know, it is a pricey thing, but it is a hand-built, boutique-built guitar where every one of them is hand-voiced. It is having that same boutique level of expertise. That's the other thing. I want to make a video someday to show. I've shared this story before, I think, but Picasso legendarily was walking through the park, and this lady had her little poodle or her little wiener dog.
I don't know if I've heard this story.
Her dachshund, and she said, "Will you please, Mr. Picasso, I love your work so much. Will you please draw my dog?" And he drew a dog, and it took him. He just did this really Picasso-esque squiggle. You can see this dog. It's like a really cool. You can tell it's a wiener dog, and he just did it with his flair. And he hands it to her and says, "That will be $400." And she said, $400? It took you like 30 seconds to draw that. And he said, "No, madame. It took me 40 years to draw that dog." basically indicating it took all those years of practice in art school and
practice to be
making
able
no
to do
money,
that.
and how many of those did he
Yep.
draw and then throw away. So, same thing with these boutique builders. James Whitkiss, he's been doing that like 20 years. Dana Bourgeois, 50 years now, the Bourgeois has been building. So, that expertise, they've earned increased pay
Yeah.
raise, I guess. So, part of what you're paying for there is that expertise that goes with it, not just the time it took him to build that guitar.
Yeah, very true.
Rant
you know what
over.
I'm listening to? You tell them, but you know what I'm listening to real quick? I'm in the middle of editing the Driftwood Guitars podcast. By the way, guys, we got a podcast with Driftwood Guitars coming to an Acoustic Shop YouTube
We're going to
channel
cut the
near
podcast
you.
in half and look at
Yes.
the way it's built.
Yes, we are. No, but they're super awesome, and they're kind of talking about how, that's...
Same idea.
That's
It
what it
just
is.
takes all these time and expertise and failures and
It's the same way as
mistakes
learning an instrument. You get a lot of reward quickly, but then you start noticing all the, it's a steep curve, I guess, a steep learning curve.
Hey, I would like to shout out Amazon Web Services for getting the internet back online.
Yeah.
That was fun yesterday. All of our point of sale systems crashed. Our shipping, where you ship station, that was not operational all day. So if there's a slight delay in your shipments, it is Jeff Bezos' fault.
Yes.
Send him a letter.
Tell him personally, please. All right, I'm going to get to some requests. So, as I said earlier, Timothy, if you're still here and around,
quit
let us know which
noodling.
one you were looking at specifically. Alexei is here for the mandolins, and he was one of the first ones in here as well. Tress, welcome. Dawn, welcome. Mark is asking if there's any update on deals that we might see on SBS.
Wouldn't
gotta
you like to
start-
know?
Just gotta start
The update
asking.
is they're going to be big deals, guys. Big
Yes.
deals. We actually had a meeting this morning. We're going to be working on a flyer kind of showing what will be on sale. We've picked a theme for our commercial, which I can't tell you yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
No, but it's going to be very fun. We'll have all that stuff out as soon as we possibly can, and you know that you will hear about it here first.
And if you're not in the Dreadnought Underground Facebook group, you should be, because that's where we'll be dropping.
Dropping
the sales
the sale,
first.
yeah, absolutely. By the way, real quick, guys, let me know if you like the behind the scenes that I shared in the Dreadnought Underground. I shared a little bit of the look at the room extension in there, a little bit of the behind the scenes. Jonas and Jason are the team working today, and they're working very hard.
They are
And they're doing a messy job today.
getting
so
those
they're,
bricks all,
Yep.
putting the
grouted.
mastic between them.
They're doing it. When is the grand opening? Vince did ask, and I do not know. We do not have an official
Jason's
day
goal
yet.
is to be done with the bulk of the remodel by this Friday. And then obviously we're going to clean it up, get furniture in there, get the guitars hung on the wall. So first part of November is the goal, first week of November.
All right.
And we'll do the grand tour virtually.
I'm so excited to show you guys out there. Let me welcome in some more folks. Jennifer, welcome. Jack, welcome. Lyndall, welcome in. Otto, thank you for joining us. Stephen, welcome. Let's see. Jeffrey Snow says, hello from Texas. Can you play the Eastman E60MTC we just got in? I do not know if that's over here, but we certainly can. Do we
Yeah, we
want to
grabbed it.
maybe start there? Though you do have a cool mandolin.
We'll start with a
What
couple
do you-
things
what
in
do
the
you got
mandolin
right there?
room while we're in here for Alexei. And Lyndall, I was just on the phone with Mike Recklick. I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. next week, so I'm going to see if I can stop by and see his shop while I'm out there, if I have some extra
Nice.
time. But we got his new mandolin that we're going to be getting online here, hopefully by the end of today or tomorrow. But yeah, he was saying to tell you hi. Right now I got the MD515 wide nut, the TV Sunburst wide nut. So beautiful finish on this one. This does have that slightly wider nut, which I prefer on mandolin. I think that wide nut does give you a little bit more of that beefy tone as well. It's just a little bit more mass. But I think also, especially for a guitar player switching over to a mandolin, it's just a little bit more comfortable. It doesn't feel quite as thin in your hand. Another one that I'm pretty excited about, we haven't had one in a while, is the Honeyburst 615.
It's the Gold Burst.
The Goldburst, sorry. Goldburst 615. Got the block inlay, got the pick guard, K&K pickup in it, Sitka spruce top, beautiful maple back and sides. Look at that color.
I have a mandolin-related question for you, Jeremy.
Oh, I will answer mandolin related questions.
Earworm is asking, with a sick picture, profile picture, is asking, Jeremy, do you have a favorite fiddle tune? What was the first fiddle tune that you learned?
First fiddle tune, and I think most mandolin players and fiddle players is Boil 'em Cabbage Down, because it's just, you know, doing that shuffle pattern and then double stops. And then I think my first one that I really loved doing a solo on stage with our family band was Old Joe Clark.
Yeah. What's your favorite one? If you have one.
That changes probably on a regular basis. I did go a lot of years and not learn many fiddle tunes because as a band we mostly played vocal songs. So I would learn, you know, Doyle Lawson solos and the like. And then I really started, especially when I started teaching, had to learn a lot of fiddle tunes just so I could help people learn them. I think some of the classics like Soldier Joy or Whiskey Before Breakfast. I like all those, but there's a lot of great ones. Angel and the Baker, and yeah.
All right. Actually, still on the subject of this very mandolin.
Oh.
Moto says they just picked up an MD615 and loves it. Is there anything that you would change to the mandolin? Hearing some problems with the tailpiece, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. Eastman has had a batch of bad tailpieces. They supposedly got new ones, but we still get some in with breaking. They are covering all that under warranty, so we normally have a few on stock. We actually ran out of them, but we'll replace those for you. So that tailpiece, I do wish they would maybe get an upgraded version of that, James tailpiece style, something like that. In fact, we just got the new Buis tailpieces, and those are great. They're actually manufacturing those themselves, but we checked, and the holes don't line up with the Eastman for a replacement. So tailpiece is the one thing I would upgrade. Anything on this one, the tuners on them are great for the 600 series. Hard shell case is excellent. The K&K pickup is what I prefer on my mandolins. The only thing if I was playing that I wouldn't look for in a mandolin, but I think they did a good job. I don't normally have a pickguard on there. I don't think I would remove it though if I had this. It stays out of my way, but some people like it as like a finger rest so you can kind of set your fingers on there. But I really like that this one's kind of small and not covering up the F-hole because I do think that stunts some of your volume.
Where's the Reichlich shop?
It's in...
Vince was asking.
Not in Washington, but what is it? Delaware, right across. He says only like 20 minutes from Reagan National Airport. So,
okay,
and
cool.
that's Washington, D.C., 20 minutes. So he's probably only like a mile.
Yeah.
Takes 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's funny. Rick says he hasn't been joining it because hasn't been joining us lately because it costs too much money. I'm so sorry, but we have such cool stuff. All right.
The only the cost of admission is just kind comments.
Kind comments, yeah. No need to purchase all the time. Timothy says he already has 2 dreadnoughts, including a Martin and an Eastman, Mad Addy, thinking maybe an OM or triple O. Those are really good options in the Bourgeois. I think that they're both OMs, though, not triple O's. But there's the all mahogany one, then, of course, the Sitka Rosewood and Sitka Rose Adirondack. I don't know if I remember already on the professional series.
I think you're
Can't quite remember, but it's spruce and rosewood, spruce and mahogany, of course, are the other 2 options. I think they're all great options. Just kind of depends on what you're looking at. Lyndall is asking if I could send him a picture of how the pick guard is attached on that mandolin. I probably can.
I heard Mike told me that you just got a new pick guard for your Reichlich mandolin. I said,
yeah.
I haven't seen that yet, but I'm sure he'll show it to me when it arrives.
Yeah.
So the way they attached it was just on the side of the fretboard extension. It's got 2 screws there, that long one there and that one there.
Oh, I
and
see.
that goes into the block that's underneath there. And then this is just on a little foam pad to keep it from bouncing around and breaking.
All right, another interesting mandolin question, just to get through some of these, because you guys are awesome and you have so many awesome questions. Delaney is asking, does the wide nut hurt or help when learning that 4th pinky finger in the chord?
I don't think that's much of a hindrance. It's not that much wider. It's more the feel of between your thumb and first finger than it is that stretch. That's probably only adding a millimeter
Whenever you
stretch.
get down there, yeah.
The thing I recommend with that, and again, you saw me demonstrate on the left-handed, this right hand cannot do that stretch. This hand couldn't do that either for years. I say, and I talked about this in the book, use the mandolin, the fact that the frets are closer together when you're up the neck, as kind of like a training ground. Like you work on this way up at a C chord, which is 7, 8, 10, and 12. Almost everybody can reach that one. The frets are so much closer, you can get that one, and that helps you build the strength in that pinky. And try changing back and forth between like 2 or 3 chords. Just keep doing that, and then go back 1 fret. You won't hardly notice it at all, but the frets did get wider, and eventually you're going to work your way till you get to that G. And then if you really want to test your strength, a G minor, which is 1, 3, 5, 7. That's my secret. That or buy yourself a Mandocello and do a 4-finger G chord on that.
All right. Next, do you ever show Eastman ukuleles? Yeah, if you want to
Yes.
see them, we have a whole bunch.
We've got a bunch. They've come out with new models, and we're talking to them on a top secret project for some very fancy wood.
Ooh. Did say I was told that you can still get the EU3. I believe that you can. I'm looking online right now on our stock, and we do not have one in stock, to my knowledge. But you can. Yeah, you should still be able to get those ones. Yeah. We might have gotten one in the new series. Have you photographed all the new ukuleles? Only one's come across for you? Okay. Well, nonetheless.
Here's one.
Do we have a
There's 3 of
U3
them.
over there?
We got, these are all tenors.
Is that one a 3 or
It is
a
a
2
3.
or a 1?
EU3 tenor.
Nice. Well, that one might actually be a little bit of a discrepancy on here.
We have an EU1T and an EU2T and EU3T.
That one is a 3 because it's gloss, right? What's the serial number on that? If you don't mind.
It is M2508289.
8289. I think I might need to turn that one online later. That's the only reason why I'm asking.
So yeah, this is a gloss finish with the mahogany top. We also have a satin finish with, I guess that's Avoncall and spruce top. That's the E23, and then the E13 is again mahogany, or is that Sapele? No, mahogany, but all satin finish.
Yep.
I feel like huluing.
Yeah.
Guys, we got some exciting, speaking of Hawaii,
Nice.
exciting news. I was just on the phone with Killen Reese with KR Strings, and we're getting some new arched top and arched back octave, their octave mandolins, which he does that mandolindo, or the octolindo. These are gonna be arched back ones with a arched top with a flat back and an arch and top
And
and back.
arched both, yeah.
Carved on
Nice.
both.
Nice.
So I'm excited to get those in and get some more of the standard octolindos as well, which are the complete flat top and flat back.
Super excited to see those. If you don't mind, can we go grab the Buis octave that we have real quick? You do mind? Wow.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Which one?
The Buis
The
octave.
Buis octave.
Yeah, it's over there.
Is it in the
Let me
case
just
over there?
Grab it. It is.
Yeah.
The tag is on top of it, by the way. Honey Picks mentioned that he got to play an octave mandolin for the first time on Sunday. That's really cool. Here's a look at a really cool octave mandolin.
Yes, a Buis. I think I played this in the live stream, the shop talk last week.
Oh yeah. But now all of our Buis mandolins that we've gotten in recently are online, except we do have another
isn't
new
that
one to show you
gorgeous?
guys.
That is just too beautiful. Their workmanship. And this is what we talked about. We talked about Dana Bourgeois and their perfection. This is just another example of that boutique builder in Poland. But just the lines on this. If you guys haven't seen one in person, I know a few people have got to see him. He does like this little recurve right here where it kind of comes out to the edge. So the edges are a little bit wider than it is right there for the relief for the hand carved top. Carved back and sides as well.
So
And then just that maple binding, that white, light, bright yellow or white maple binding around there. Looks gorgeous, but the craftsmanship on them is just flawless. You can't find an area on there that's not perfect.
Hello, Carol, and welcome in. Oh, I don't think I said hi, but welcome as well.
Those are so cool. Got the Rubner tuners on the back there.
Nice.
Yes, very nice.
Very nice. Have you
Who
ever
says
tried
that?
the...
How many Polish guys does it take to build a mandolin? It's not a joke. Seriously, how many?
Their team is kind of small, yeah. No. Next question. Have you tried deer antler bridges? Like
I have tried them. Jerry Rosa
does?
is the one that kind of is famous for those. I believe he sold that part of the company to a young couple of guys that wanted to take it over. But when Hinckley and I were up there last, he kind of showed the rig that he had built, the jig that he had built to be able to do that, the compensation on those. And he said all of a sudden people were just sending him deer antler just so he could keep a full supply of that. I have played a couple of mandolins, including one of Jerry's that had that. It's a very stiff material, so it does provide a lot more punch to the instrument if you're needing that. Me, for mandolin, I always like a little bit more of that woody tone, which I think this doesn't give as much of. So not my preference for a mandolin bridge top, but I know a lot of mandolins need different stuff to help them correct or overcome deficiencies or to maybe re-enhance things that you're looking for. So your mileage may vary, I guess, is the saying.
Yes. Do you know if a James tailpiece fits easily on the Eastmans?
It doesn't. We also measured that next door because we're trying to find a replacement for a customer. The Eastman one is a little bit close. Now here, I'm saying they don't align directly where you're going to be able to put the screws back in the same hole. Both the James and the Buis tailpiece, they will actually cover up the 2 holes for Eastman, and theirs are a little wider, so you would have to drill 2 new holes. The bottom one lines up. You'd have those 2 new holes you drill, and it would cover up the 2 holes that Eastman's. So it is replaceable and will cover those holes, but you would have to drill them.
Yep.
So if you're uncomfortable with that, might bring it to your local luthier. I think it's a great upgrade. Those James tailpieces are exceptional.
Carol said going back to the ukuleles is an underappreciated instrument, in her
It is.
opinion.
We had a meeting
agree,
about
they're
this. We're like,
awesome.
guys, we've got to do better. And talked to the Eastman and said, we need more ukuleles. I think it is a really cool instrument, especially in the quality version of them. There are literally millions of entry-level $20 to $30 to $80 ukuleles on the market, which we don't think we would add much value there. But for Eastman, like those solid wood versions of that, I'm just going to throw that on there and somebody else can tie the knot.
Okay, or you can just put it in the case.
We're excited to have those. I'm going to put it in the strings. How's that?
Okay, perfect.
There you go. Won't get lost.
Perfect.
And the price on that one is at $49.99.
If you don't mind, I think that we still might have the E6 OM over here, and that
Sure.
was asked for quite a bit earlier. I forgot.
With the caveat that I play that about as good as I do the left-handed mandolin, but the
We
E6
still show it
OM,
off. I think there might be one literally right here. Never mind, that's the OM Deluxe. They look very similar.
the E10 SS.
I have no idea, to be clear, if it is over here.
And, yeah, see what you think after that, yeah.
I don't think it is over here.
I'm so sorry then.
You lied. That's a Martin. Corey, do we have any E6 OMs over here?
Sorry, dear.
Do you know if we have any E6 OMs over here?
I feel like that one that we had on the stream might have sold.
There's an
honestly.
E6 LOO or
LG.
LGSS.
Unless this is one.
No, that's the
a-
OM Deluxe, yeah.
Must not have one over here.
I think it might
I'm
be
so
next door.
sorry. All right,
Hinckley lied.
an
E6
E6 OMTC, or it might have sold on the stream.
It's already gone.
That's what
Okay.
I thought, yeah. All right.
That day.
Ed,
Sorry.
Caught on that one, I think
I'm so sorry, guys. That
So
was
sorry
sold,
to
yeah.
disappoint.
Next, Ed is asking, thinking of putting a bone nut and bridge on his Yamaha FG830. Do you think it's worth the money? And to do so, what bridge pins would you recommend also?
So I think it makes a
two-parter.
pretty big difference in the nut and saddle material. So on mandolins, we were talking about that earlier, having that antler. They're already using ebony, which is very stiff and transfers great to a mandolin top. Guitars, if you switch from a plastic to a bone nut and saddle, still on all these mandolins, the nut is bone material that we've demoed so far, which is just very dense, transfers the sustain and vibration really well, and doesn't absorb much of that, which is what you're looking for. So a bone upgrade on a nut and saddle, I think, is definitely worth the money. And actually, I think bone bridge pins are my go-to, and I think John's as well. I know he's experimented with some of that fossilized mastodon tusk or something.
Oh, yeah.
So we've tried all that
Mammoth
stuff. That
tusk or
they do
something,
have the
yeah.
liquid metal
Like
bridge
metal
pins from
ones
Martin. We
Yeah,
have
that's
seen some
another
actually really
option.
good results from those. I think John tried the titanium ones from D'Addario, but he normally comes back to the bone. So
I think that we probably have some bone ones in here, and
we do
to
have
say,
some bone, I believe, just like a.
Yeah. I think all the bridge pins are over there.
Did they move them on me? All right, probably behind the counter. So we should have them on the website. Look up bone bridge pins.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
they're $40 a set.
Yeah, somewhere around there, I think.
We're
But
out of
the,
bone. Well, we need to order some of those.
Dang.
That might be a small bit of Saturday sale item
Oh yeah.
if we could get enough of them in here in time.
Yeah, but I do want to say that I agree with that, specifically that model, the Yamaha FG830. That is one of our most, like, commented comments on a video that we've featured that guitar in.
Upgrade
is,
bone,
hey,
nut, and
upgrade
saddle,
it to
and you'll see a
bone,
big difference.
And then you'll see a big difference. Yep, I would concur. That's a well-worthy
There are like
upgrade.
3 accessory upgrades that I really recommend on most instruments. If it doesn't already, and this is why we sell a lot of, we use as a selling point for Eastman is like bone nut and saddle on the guitars, bone nut on the mandolin. That's a big deal in this price point. Normally it's plastic or some kind of substitute. So upgrading those you'll see a big return on investment, I think. Bridge pins would be the next one for guitar. And then we get flack about it, but the tone guard, everyone that's ever bought one of those said that made such a huge difference in the volume of my mandolin, especially
Show 'em off.
guitars as well.
Oh, yeah.
We got a bunch back in stock. If you haven't tried one, I think the best accessory for a mandolin or acoustic guitar, it makes the world of difference, especially on mandolin when you've got a small body instrument anyway, and you're trying to get enough volume without just, the downside to trying to play hard is then your right hand is a lot more tense and you're not playing as good as you probably do when you're in your room alone. So if you're in a group in a jam session, standing up, and then this is keeping that mandolin off your belly, regardless of the size of your belly, it makes a difference. So
Yep.
that's my biggest. I've had one of those for probably 23 years on my mandolin.
Everyone uses those in the mandolin world.
Yeah.
Could you do me a favor and play some more really cool stuff that we have in here?
I'll play
We
some
have
really cool stuff for you.
A whole variety of mandolins we got in recently.
Guys, we still have a Gibson F5G.
Oh, yeah.
Has John already talked to any about all that Gibson stuff?
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay, so we are not Gibson dealers. We put our relationship on hold while we're seeing other people.
Oh, really?
No. We basically said, hey guys, we need to hit the reset button. We were having some QC issues and allocation issues where we just could not get instruments in. We had them on special order and they would ship 20 of them to another store before we would get one of them, and it was just getting frustrating. And then the last batch of instruments we had just had some stuff that we said, if we send this to a customer, they're going to mail it back to us. We can't ship this out as in good faith. So we said, we're going to put this on hold until we can get some of these things figured out. We did have this one that was on special order, but the customer decided they couldn't go through with it. So our last F5G, at least for the time being, still, I got to say, excellent. David has been building some incredible mandolins. Tonally, just incredible. This one, again, we are very fussy. Thomas goes through each of these with a fine-tooth comb, and if it doesn't pass QC, that's when we contact the customer or the manufacturer and say, hey, we're mailing these back to you. But this one did pass, so you can be assured that it is of the quality that we expect and that I know Gibson is capable of. But there, in a nutshell, is the announcement. We are not a Gibson dealer.
But nonetheless, we
But
have
not
this
stocking.
one, and we have this one available right now. So if anybody is looking for a Gibson, we have this one.
And I can still wholeheartedly endorse the brand. Like they're building, look at that little tape for that volute on the back. Comes to a precise little point there. Still building some incredible instruments. We just say, hey, you guys can be a little more consistent with that, though.
What is the price?
This one is at $59.99. We did a whole video of this when they did the final reissue of the F5G and the 1923. They actually lowered the price. The F5G at the time was $6,500. And they said, you know what? Let's lower the price of our instrument, which is unusual for a brand, especially one the size of Gibson, to do. So in the world of high-end, well-built instruments in the legendary brand name of Gibson, I think it's a really good price, $59.99. So this might be the last one we see for a little while until we go to counseling, couples counseling, and work things out.
Work things out. Yep. All right, Thomas is asking, what is your recommendation for cleaning mandolin bodies? So the body of
It
a
depends on the
mandolin.
finish that you have. So if you've got a high gloss finish like that one, nitrocellulose finish, or a lacquer, then we really love the one from Music Nomad. We use that in the shop for all of our instruments. If you have a satin finish, either just a damp rag with just some water, or they also make, what is it called? The detailer. The guitar detailer works with matte and gloss finishes, but it will, if you do it lightly, it won't gloss up your instrument. You don't want one with any kind of wax in it, because any of those satin finishes are going to just gloss out the more you polish them. So if you do have a gloss one, the one is our choice, and then the guitar detailer. Also for gloss finishes, I've always been a big fan of the GHS guitar gloss. It's good if you already have kind of a dull looking gloss finish, like you've had some sweat on it and kind of worn it down a little bit.
Plated a bit.
That almost puts a little bit of a wax coat on there. When I say wax coat, it sounds like you're waxing your car, but it's more just helping it gloss up and get back to that full shine. I haven't tried this Luxe polish yet. We need to they got the little sample packs with a cloth in it. I really want to try this because I'm sure it does a good job.
should.
We should just take one out right now and do it.
Carol is reminding you all to like this live stream
Yes,
if
thank
you
you,
do
Carol, for
enjoy
telling
what
them
we're
to like.
doing.
Please like
give
me.
us a like. Please like Jeremy.
My kids, when I get home, they say, "Hey, Dad, how many kids liked your video today?" And I tell them, "Well, son, not that many."
Not that many. Not as many as could have. Nah. Ben is asking, bought my first mandolin from you last week in MD315.
Awesome.
I'm having fun on the beginning of my mandolin journey. Very nice. Thank you very much.
That is
for
so
the
fun to
support.
hear. I think my first mandolin was a Kentucky KM3 something. It was like a really inexpensive mandolin, but I still remember it. Like that first mandolin, first guitar instrument kind of sticks with you. So congratulations. Hopefully that's like the first of many mandolins that you end up with.
Yes. All right, so we have one of those Buis
go
if
that
you want
way.
to go play it.
Buis, we got some
By the
Buis
way.
mandolins. Follow Hinckley.
Yes.
Jonas, how's it going back there?
Jonas, you doing good?
I'm doing good. Just take a little short breather.
You take a break. Yeah,
Grouting.
I'm sure. All right, so this one's not going to be tuned up, but we have it, and it's not going to be on the website either. It
Wow,
is
it's not even close to
just
tuned up.
in, yeah.
Really bad for acoustic guitars.
But it's pretty. Almost there, halfway.
Getting there. Let us know, by the way, if you guys have any other questions while we're sitting here. And in general, we are happy to demo what we have in, if we have it in. Just let us know.
I'm gonna cramp by the time I get there.
Mark, thank you so much for streaming us. He said he just got home, has been streaming it as he was taking his wife to work. Now he can sit and listen. Should we prepare for a no-snap moment? I don't know, Peter. We might need to. The Buis headstocks
My hand's hurting.
terrifying. The Buis headstocks are elegant, I agree. How crazy are these strings also? We should tell the story of how these were lost for I don't even know how long, and we still have some lost in shipping.
They were shipped to us for IBMA.
The guys at Buis at IBMA were also frustrated with the situation, you know. They had no idea that they would be stuck in shipping for as long as they were.
I think the same thing happened to these that happened with Jamie's guitar, where Customs has them in some back corner and they keep getting scanned and saying on its way, but for some reason they're not moving out of there.
Yep. Oh yeah, the Adkin from
Yeah.
forever ago. Oh my gosh, that was also insane.
Yeah, so finishing Hinckley's story, these got mailed to us before IBMA, and we got a tracking notification. It was like 3 weeks before I even made, so they'd be here in plenty of time. And then they just didn't arrive and didn't arrive. And then finally, this 1 out of 5 showed up. So this is the first time we're pulling it out.
Did you guys even know that it was arriving, or did it literally just show up?
It just showed up one day.
It showed up. And I think it was yesterday or today or.
Next time it's been here a couple weeks. We just hadn't.
Oh, really?
We've been waiting for the others to arrive before opening it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's good though. It plays well. Got some nice Scheller tuners on it. Beautiful back and the sides.
Nice.
I believe this is a Persephone A style, correct?
I think you're right. Yes, because the
I thought Persephone
ones
normally
are
has the
gloss
maple
ones.
binding.
Does it?
Yeah, so I'll have to double check on
Well,
that.
maybe I just don't know.
Still learning the model.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nomenclature.
nomenclature. That's the word I was looking for.
I knew it. All right, let's get into some other stuff. Ben Adam, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. Even if you're a little late, we'll still accept
If anybody
you.
knows somebody at the customs with UPS, please put us in touch with them.
Yes.
Let's start a hashtag free the Buis mandolins.
Free Buis.
Free Buis.
Free the Buis mandolins. That's crazy. Make some of those graphics. Oh yeah. Let's see.
Any other requests?
Carol is asking, any Eastman Mandocellos? You started
Yes,
to
we
kind of
did.
play one. Yeah.
Guys,
let's get it again.
I know this isn't for everyone. I've got one. Honestly, I only play it once every 2 or 3 months. I'm trying to work up the cello suite in C or whatever it's called on the Mandocello. Mike Marshall's got a really cool version of that online. I got started on that, and my kids come and interrupt me, and I never get time to practice anymore. Oh, I haven't forgot already.
Delane says customs are starting their own band. Yeah, they are. That's why they keep them. A Mando
Anyway,
quintet or whatever.
I will learn that someday.
Yes.
But look at that. Beautiful carved maple back and sides. The cool thing about this is Eastman, you guys know, we've known the story of Eastman for a while. Started out as a violin and orchestral instrument brand. They did violins, violas, cellos, upright basses. Really got their start in the carved top instruments. So they knew how to do that real well, and they're like, hey, let's try that with carved top guitars. So their first guitars they built were arch top guitars, so they're like the jazz guitars. And it's really beautiful, and they still build some incredible hand
Oh,
carved.
they're awesome. Yes.
We're gonna start carrying more of those. I say that every time, and I gotta get John on ordering
Well,
them.
they have some in stock. They leave kind of fast though. Honestly, some of them.
So
They're
beautiful
awesome.
work. And then they started doing, which this is basically just a arch top body that they use on some of their other classical guitars, or not classical guitars, but they're arch top guitars, jazz guitars with that cool tailpiece even. But then they built a Mandocello out of that body, which is just so cool. That got them into the mandolin building. That's why they're so well known for A-style and F-style mandolins, because like, all right, you guys know how to graduate tops, you know how to make them tap tone them, get them really sounding great, and remove the right amount of material. Let's do that on mandolins. And flat top guitars was actually the last thing that they really got into, and that's probably what they're most known to for our viewers. But
They are also very, very, very good at electrics. They're trying to get more into that nowadays.
we don't care about that stuff though.
No, we don't. And I'm so sorry I mentioned it.
We like them despite the fact that they're getting
Despite
into
the
the
fact they're
electrics.
making electrics now. I saw a question just a second ago and I already forgot. Oh, price. Will you please tell me the price of that?
Yeah, I mean, for an arch top fully carved Mandocello, it's at $29.79, which I know Gibson was making a few of them. They were in that $7,000 to $8,000 range. Weber had a few out in that $8,000 to $12,000 range. So that's what I like about this so much.
use
Fully
the
hand carved
same-
top and back, spruce top, Adirondack spruce top. It's an 815 series, just like the 8 series in the mandolins, and beautiful maple back and sides. Sorry, Nicola, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Do you use the same fingering as mandolin?
You do, except like I said, you can never do that. If anybody could ever get that 4-finger G chord, they would have to have like
Now this one you
alien
actually
fingers.
can't do.
You
Yeah.
literally cannot do. A lot of the wider stretches, instead of doing like a first and second finger like that, I'll do the first and third. But yeah, all the other stuff you can play the same way, like except you'll be in the key of C, like you would be on cello.
Hello.
Hello?
Will you
Who's
wake
this?
up? Will you
Hi,
wake
it's my
up, Jeremy?
wife.
Oh,
We do got.
that's why I have. That's my
We got
alarm
teacher. Oh, this is with alarm too. We got teacher conferences tonight.
sound. Somebody wake up, Jeremy.
Uh,
All right. Cool. I am going to scroll up a little bit and get to a couple more questions. Vince was asking me if I have any more photos of the room expansion. I do not. I literally took those this morning, so
you
that's
don't
what
want to go
it's
back there
looking
and
like
look at
right
it
now.
though?
Do
Give
you
a
want
sneak
to?
peek to these guys?
Why not?
Hey, we're mobile, right? We
you're-
can move around,
You're
right?
my boss, so if you want to go back there, go back there. I don't know if we were waiting for a grand reveal or anything, but
The
Can
grand
show
reveal will
what
be much more. Hey guys, look at
Jonas is
this
up to.
construction mess. Anybody need a vent? Got a vent
Have you talked? This is a classic. Have you talked to Eastman about Octave
We're gonna
art
take a
shop
tour
guitar
here.
styles? I'll ask him that in a sec.
Welcome.
Welcome to our new room. This feels like a Cribs episode.
Oh yeah, except it's unfinished completely.
Don't show that wall though. That's gonna be a secret wall.
Hinkley
I
may
showed
have
it on
not
the-
posted
Did
it
she already
for me,
post it?
but,
Yeah, I did
Well, then
already.
go ahead.
I didn't know it was that much of a secret.
It's not really.
It's not really, honestly.
Should we tell them what this is? Did you tell them what it is?
No, not at all.
Yeah, all right. We'll save that part for the big reveal.
Oh yeah. But
So this is going to be the cedar room that you guys see in the show all the time is on the opposite side of that wall. We're going to cut out a big doorway in it once we're ready to really make a mess. But we're going to try to get this room as much finished as possible.
take down the guitars first, of course.
Yeah, we will,
Yeah.
or we'll have a really good scratch and dent sale. But this will be one of the walls here that we'll have some stuff on.
I like
We'll
the
have all
brick.
this wall to add extras, and then that wall too. So
Jason has told me that he is greatly regretting the brick because of the work.
Yes.
But it looks really, really cool.
looks really good, and it'll be worth it in the long run, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it does look insanely cool.
Hinkley, talk to him for a minute. I'm going to see if there's something changed with my teacher.
Okay, I can answer a couple of things. The first one was asking if Eastman is doing an arch top guitar style octave, and of course we get that one all the time. We recommend some stuff, but of course, you know, we can only control so much. There's nothing planned at the moment of my knowledge in the future. Chuck was asking what are the chances, here you go, let's get a good close-up of that. Chuck was asking what are the chances of those high dollar picks being on sale for Small Business Saturday.
There's a chance that some of them might or
There's
might
a chance.
Small
Yeah,
chance.
a little bit of a
Small
chance.
business chance.
Small Business Saturday
This feels like
chance.
like one of those home remodeling shows.
Yeah.
We got Jonas showing some techniques on how he's going to flip this house.
I am Joanna Gaines.
Right.
Flipping it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you and Jason are the Property Brothers or something. I've actually never seen those shows. Okay, this is a good one. Let's go back
All right.
to the mandolins time, please.
Back out.
Don is asking, can you play the 815, please? PGE.
I sure
I
can.
saw it right there next to the 615, so we def have it.
We get a much better rates than UPS.
And Jamie says that he knows what it is. I guess that John must have told him while he was here the other day.
The secret.
How is Jason's tool replacement going?
He went out and replaced them himself. So
They
I
were
think
his personal ones.
yes,
yeah.
they were his personal ones. They're in it, yeah. 815 PGE.
Oh yeah.
I played this in the live stream last Wednesday, I think, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is very cool. We hadn't had one of these in a long time. So it's an 815, but it does have the pick guard and the K&K pickup in it, just like the 615. So this is the performer grade. What did we decide it stands for? Performer. Hey, John said it was pick guard and electronics.
Pick
PGE.
guard electronics is what he says.
What did it say? Performance grade.
Performance gear.
So something I talk about often is the Adirondack spruce top. I think it just really has a lot more punch and clarity. So like if you really put a lot into it, which is that mandolin chop, it doesn't really bottom out. And then when you're up at those high notes, it really kind of produces. So that's why I really prefer those. Adirondack is stiffer, so it takes a little bit longer for it to really fully open up. But every mandolin I've owned, I think, except for the Sandbush, has been Adirondack red spruce. I'll have to check. Sandbush might be. But I'm a big fan of it. And this one feels like it's got a slightly larger neck profile than the standard 800 series. Which again, Eastman is all hand carved, so there are going to be a little variance between each mandolin, but feeling it just feels a little bit.
Can you please show the Mandola?
I guess we just got the one.
Yeah,
we do have an
just got the
815 next door
right
that's still
now.
going through inspection to make sure it passes. But this is the 300 MDA Mandola 315. So this is tuned like a viola, which, if you guys are familiar, is a C, G, D, A. So it's a fifth lower. You're losing that E string, but you still play it identical to the way you would. But now you're playing in the key of C. So it's great for, well, it's great for a lot of things. If you just want something to accompany your voice in a lower register, especially if you find yourself singing in the key of C, pretty regular, they're awesome. If you're accompanying somebody else, obviously playing orchestral music, they're great for that. But also just some of those instrumental tunes that are in the key of C. Let's see, like I was gonna do one and then I forgot what I was gonna do. I was gonna do I can't remember it. Anyway, I've used these when we play like some of those Monroe tunes in the key of C. And you play them as if you were playing them in the key of G. So they're fun.
Bulldogger is charging $5 for information on what the wall is because he knows it. So if you guys
He signed
know
an
what it
NDA,
is,
so it's going to cost him a lot more than he's going to make.
Ooh, okay.
I'm feeling
see.
litigious.
Delane is asking, what is the big difference between the 815 and the F5G? Kind of depends on which 815 you're talking about, because they have various 815s.
So the standard F15 or 815 has a couple upgrades that the F5G won't have. The 815 has an Adirondack or red spruce top, so that's normally, if you're doing that with Gibson, I think that's an $800 upgrade, $800 or $1,000 to go to the red spruce top. So that is an advantage you're getting of the 815. The 815 also is bound top, back, sides, like all the way around the neck, where this is going to be more of a straightforward, just the top is bound, the fretboard and the headstock are not bound. A lot of the difference, though, is you're playing for an American-made legendary brand with Gibson. They are the guys that everybody else is copying when you're doing any of these mandolins on the wall are a replica of the F5G or the F5 mandolin that was built by Lloyd Lohr. And we've done a great video, Hinckley and the team, Jason did a great video on the history of Monroe's mandolin. But it's where all these started. They all came from the Gibson, so that's why there is a premium cost to that, as well as being American-made. But if you're looking at just purely what are you getting side-by-side comparison, I think we did a video on that, didn't we, Hinckley? The F5G versus the 815? I think we did.
No, we did an F5G versus like a...
It was like the lowest price.
The 315, I think?
Maybe.
The lowest price Eastman versus... I have to really think about it and look it up. I don't know if I remember.
Spec by spec, you're getting more mandolin out of the Eastman. I will say there is still hand voicing that is special out of what Gibson's been building. This does have a little bit more of that oomph to it. But again, that's at a $6,000 price tag versus this 815. This is standard 815, right? Yep, 815 Sunburst without the pickup and all that. Still an exceptional sounding instrument at $24.19. But again, this just has a little bit more of that woody, a little more clarity in that, and that's partially from that Adirondack spruce top. But I'd be tempted with that 815. It sounds really good.
Nice.
So,
all right, well, if there are no more questions in the queue, and I do not see any, we are going to call it a day and get on out of here because we have stuff to do.
leave in the comments, how did the AWS crash yesterday affect your life?
Yeah.
You couldn't get on Minecraft or
Is that true?
I know. I guess Minecraft was okay. It was
Fortnite?
Fortnite was down.
And I'm sure all of you were
Wordle
playing that.
Wordle was down.
I still played it.
I guess it crashed for a lot of people. So
That's on my
anyway,
streak's
Amazon was
still
down,
good.
and I was reading on there was like one of those websites about all the downs and the cost. They're estimated to be in the hundreds of billions of dollars that one day of crashes, and
Honestly, wild.
Amazon was losing $78,000 an hour in lost sales because their site was in and out, depending on what part of the country you were on. It would work or it wouldn't.
That's
So I think they had some motivation to get it back up and running, and still couldn't quite get it going. So, good.
Gosh.
I'm glad I wasn't on that team yesterday.
I know,
It was
right?
stressful enough in here trying to run transactions, but
I know, right? A lot
imagine
of
they
our
were
stuff
under.
went down too.
There was probably some yelling going on there. We gotta get it back up.
A Ring doorbell wasn't
Yeah,
working?
Ring doorbells
Rings
were
weren't
not working. None of them
Dang.
working.
Ah,
I know. Sorry,
Crazy.
guys, that we all had to suffer like that. But shows how reliant we are on Jeff Bezos. If we're buying from him, or if we're buying some from somebody else, we're still buying
most
from
people
him.
say there's no really inconveniences. Elle said that she was hard at work all day. Me too.
Well, it depend. I think it depended on where you were and what
Yeah.
software you were using. Because we had customers coming in that their job basically shut down that day because none of their systems worked. The
Gosh.
college, I know Aaron had to his classes were canceled. We had another guy come in and say they canceled classes because they couldn't get into the student portal to really work on.
Oh, yeah.
People weren't able to submit their tests that were due that day. Oh, Ticketmaster! If you had tickets to sporting games
Or
or
a show or
concerts,
something?
you couldn't bring it up on your phone to prove that you had a ticket, and they couldn't bring it up to prove you had a ticket. So they had no solution. I think
go ahead and
people
let
that had
everybody in.
tickets, you had to let everybody in.
Nah.
You just go and say you have a ticket.
Let's end on this one. What is your favorite mandolin in the shop right now?
My favorite
Yes.
is the Monroe Hall of Fame.
Still.
Still the Hall of Fame. Yep, it's an incredible
Can't-
instrument.
Yep. And if you come visit us, you can play it.
Yes.
All right. Let's.
All right, guys.
call
Thanks
it a
for
day.
letting me sit in on another Takeover Tuesday. It has been a while, but
Jeremy
good to
took
see you guys
over.
again. I took
Yeah.
over, and you guys
He's
can
still
take it
here,
back next
guys.
week.
We'll see you guys
Tune in tomorrow at Shop Talk at noon. We'll be playing some more of these instruments. If you have any requests for instruments you'd like us to play, make sure you send those to, put them in the comments of this video. Is that the best place, Hinkley?
Yeah.
All right, put them in the
For
comments. We'll try to get
questions?
those
Yeah.
questions or instruments they want us to play,
Yeah.
song requests.
Just let me
and
know.
Also, show up tomorrow early. We'll be having a good old time. So
You can already comment on that live stream if you go
you
find
could.
it.
You can
so.
go into the live stream for Shop Talk.
We'll see
Put
if
in
we
your
read
questions
it.
and
Yeah.
requests there.
All right. We'll
See
see
you guys tomorrow.
Bye bye.